bit of 60s, a little bit of, don't show that to anybody. I don't know if we paid rights for this one or not. But anyways, but it's just shaggy, the short, the long on the sideburns, the kind of mullety thing in the back. And we thought, how can we make this new? This is old, it's very dated. And all of a sudden you show up in Hawaii and you're going, no, it's not, it's brand new. They got the shaggy hair and the pointed sideburns and the long necks and the messy tops. And in the straight Japanese case, straight spiky, not wavy, but it's a very similar cut. You know what I mean? Like the ones I get to see on the streets, they have that real spiky version. But it's very similar, and it's very usable now, even though it's a few decades old. So this will be a scissor overcomb, and it'll be a wet cut. And a little bit of texture overcomb. And then I've been trying to go really slow so I don't have to do the updo at the end, so maybe run out of time so I don't have to do my updo. Chasing around, letting down, sorry. Okay. Okay, so again, we're just going to keep it easy, make it two sections, the short, the bottom and the top. And get the top out of the way. I'm like a doctor. If I see a little dark spot, I gotta make sure it's okay. You guys do that and check the scalp? You say like, oh, you might want to go to the doctor and check this out. Has anyone ever sent someone to a doctor?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I have. I sent a guy and he came back and thanked me. He said the doctor says it was gonna take over his brain and kill him that afternoon. No kidding, but it was close. No, but he said he came in and he said, thank you, you saved my life. He said the doctor said that was bad news, and he didn't know because it was right behind his ear, right in the hairline, and he would never have seen it.
What are you looking for?
Just saw a dark spot, and it didn't look good to me. I'm like, I don't know what this is, and I am not a doctor. I said, but I'd run. Don't walk to go see it. Okay, so remember I told you about how to make men look in the shop? This is not it, okay? So now this is it. I'm basically going to try to keep it simple, keep it quick, but give you the gist of the haircut. We want to leave this long, so I'm going to take the first little 1-inch strip and get it out of my way, okay? And that's going to kind of go into that sideburn and everything else. And we do the same on the other side. See you there. And that's just going to get out of my way. We'll come back and visit that later. But what I'm going to do is, I want the whole thing to be shaggy. So the more I over-direct this up and cut it, the longer it's going to be on the ear. So it's real simple. In one shot, we're gonna give them a little bit of shaggy haircut. We're just gonna take this, comb it up. Now I want it about 1 inch long here, so I know that's my guide is my length. So from the scalp to the comb, straight out, it's gonna be about 1 inch. Comb it up here. Okay, and then if I want to add this in, I can just bring it back and up. Because that's going to kind of keep all that length. So we already have the first part of the haircut done. It already has the shape to the head. It already slowly gets longer to these points. And then I'll really, just in a nutshell, just have to kind of cut out the point, okay, leaving that long and shaggy. So let's go over, we'll make sure that we've got what we need. I'm going to take this back up, bring it back up, maybe just a hair lower, cut it straight off. I'm going to bring the sideburn up into it.
Is that section too short to do the hinge cut technique?
No, you definitely go right. You can hinge right at the scalp, hinge zero degree hinge, but I wouldn't need it here because I'm going to bring the whole thing up to it. Again, I'm going to just come back further behind the ear, bring it all up, cut it. So what we've done now is we get a nice little shag, and all I'm going to do is just shape the perimeter how I want it to lay along there. Again, the back, same thing. I'm just going to bring the back up. I'm going to leave the mullet down there. I'm going to come all the way up here. And then from about midway up, I'm just going to cut that 1 inch in and just continue with it. So again, it's getting the real nice shape of the head, and then it's just leaving the length. So I'm going to bring the length up to about, I don't know, about right to the back of the ear, cut it at 1 inch, and then continue that 1 inch cut all the way up. And then let it drop. So just doing a nice little kind of a version of a, kind of a Bob Dylan, kind of a mullet.
You left it longer behind the ear, yeah?
Yeah, it's all going to kind of get cleaned up afterwards to exact. So we're just taking out the bulk and getting the basic shape. But even that, I did the same thing. I kind of brought it up to the 1 inch mark, cut it. It's just going to lay long. Okay. Up, up, up. Now again, I'm going to start back in the front here. Come back up to my 1 inch. And like again, kind of like I told you earlier, it's just so I can kind of meet in the middle and the back and have it some kind of a connection. Bring this up and back. One more time, bring it up. Bring it back, connect it. And so what I'm doing is I'm kind of actually pushing it back further so it's getting an extra length here. So I'm kind of pushing it back so it's coming back here, and then I'll get into the 1 inch mark and cutting it. And when it falls again, it's leaving it long and shaggy everywhere. Okay, now I should be able to almost connect it from about right behind the ear. Start kind of doing a scissor over comb at about 1 inch from the head. Combing it down. And that's the general shape of it. And like I said, on straight hair, this will start to be spiking out. We kind of do like we did our texture on the other one. We texture the heck out of it. And it'll have the same short to long, but in a spikier version. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a guide on the front. Just going to kind of point cut it. Come back to that guy. And the back, I'm just going to connect it. This cut here, how I would connect it is I'd pull it out. You guys can see my angle here. You see my short pieces? And then you see the long piece. I would just connect it. And it will fall kind of heavy. It's almost a cap over the top. I think on some of the guys around here, I would just go more kind of rounded, straight up. I would just kind of continue the shape around. Does that make sense at all? On the curler hair, I want more of a cap. I'm going to connect it more, pulling it out a little bit and getting it slowly longer, because I know it's going to texture through it. But again, on some of the cuts around here, I would probably take it off and cut that corner off. Continue with this one here. So basically, we're doing everything. I didn't really give you a good clean section. I'm just doing everything from the ear straight over to the other side. And just a nice little kind of a pivot around the head.